Absorb everything around you. Use your resources if you're going to start something. Anything anybody ever says, it might sound crazy, but it might come back to you later and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is where it fits. This is why somebody said this to me.
Right. It all makes sense.
Yeah, it all makes sense. And that kind of is how it happened.
What's up, my little gorgeous, gorgeous girls and guys? It is Tracy. It's another episode of 30, Flirty, and Surviving. Let's start off with some housekeeping. If you are looking to keep up with everything going on in the show, you can follow on Instagram at 30 Flirty Surviving. You can watch me embarrass myself on TikTok, also at 30 Flirty Surviving. New episodes are coming out every Monday at 9 a.m. You can listen on iHeart, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and watch on YouTube as well. So again, do me a favor if you don't mind, like, follow, subscribe, comment, rate, do all the things. Love your feedback, and it is all very much appreciated. For today's show, I have a guest with me, of course, but I wanted to preface it a little bit. I think that, you guys know my whole spiel, my whole, point for doing this whole show is creating a space where we can talk about conversations that might be a little bit tougher, a little bit scarier, and making it more comfortable for people and all things that are encompassed by this decade of our life, whether it's dating, whether it is our work life, self-care, etc., etc. But something that is also very important to me is empowering you guys at home to be your most authentic selves, to go after the things that you are wanting or hoping to do, and to also highlight some of the badass babes, bosses, all the above that have already done those sort of things, and sort of hearing their stories and how concepts or businesses came to be, how they juggle it all. And so to start that off, I have Miss Dana from House of GlowDolls here today. Hello, Dana. Hi. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah.
This is all surreal right now.
I know. It's
watching you do your thing. It's pretty good. You're a boss yourself.
Thank you. So if you guys do not know, you can first follow her on social. Tell me how to say your last name properly, because I'm gonna screw it up.
It's totally fine. It's Dana Buitta.
Yes. Okay. So it's Buitta. Okay.
Yes.
So Dana Buitta on Instagram, but then also she has several different handles for all of her different businesses or business segments or sectors that we're going to get into in a little bit. There's House of GlowDolls. Mm-hmm. There is Gload All Smile.
Yep.
There is Gload All Swim.
Yes.
Is there another?
Right now it's only Gload All Smile and Gload All Swim.
Okay.
Soon to maybe become more.
Dun, dun, dun. Leaving you on the edge of your seats. Okay, so I have been following you on Instagram for a while. We've now recently connected. I'm obsessed with you. Not only for your personality, I feel like you're just the smiliest, bubbliest, sweetest thing in the entire world, but also for everything that you have going on. I think that the beauty space is definitely something that continues to be of interest for women, especially as we're getting a little bit older, getting into this prime decade of our 30s. We're conscious of how we're, doing our maintenance and keeping up with ourselves. And I love sort of the branding for everything you have going on. I love the messaging, your social media, and that's what caught my eye first. But why don't we take it a step back and just explain to them exactly what House of GlowDolls is. You guys are doing spray tans.
Yes.
Then obviously the Gload All Smile is teeth whitening.
Yep.
And now we have the entire swimwear line as well. So a little bit of everything. I like that it's kind of this one-stop shop in a way.
Yeah.
You can do
kinda
a little bit of
evolved
everything.
into this branched out brand, I guess. So House of GlowDolls is my original brand. I started a couple of years ago, started doing spray tans. So it went from spray tans. I had great feedback from people, so I just kept working really hard and just it came Gload All Smile, then the Gload All Swim. It
Yeah,
kinda just
one
all tied
thing after the other.
Yeah, it just kind of tied together. People were coming to get spray tans before vacation, and then they were like tagging me in their photos on Instagram. And it was like, that's my favorite when my clients tag me in their photos because I cannot wait to post them. But they would be on the beach, and like smiling, and I'm like, I want that. Like, I want them to tag me in that too.
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, well, they're on vacation, they're tan, their teeth look great, and they're in a swimsuit. And I'm like, well, why can't that be mine too? Also, I want the whole picture.
This just shows exactly the like business entrepreneur that you are. You always have that forward thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit about how you even got started in this space to begin with and how House of GlowDolls originated.
Okay. So I started about 3 years ago, maybe a little bit over. I came back from LA. I was in LA for a couple months. I came back. I pretty much had to start over, like started my whole life over. I came back with like no money.
Girl, I've been there.
Nothing. Yeah.
Wait, what part of LA were you in again?
Downtown.
Oh my.
Quite the scenes, let me tell you. And the smell.
And you
just
hated
horrible.
it.
It was horrible. It was so dirty and so like,
Yeah.
no, it just wasn't my...
It's not all it's cracked up to be on TV.
No, it is not as glamorous as everybody thinks.
No.
It smells really bad. The smog that like literally coats you just walk out and you just feel like you got like black dust on you.
It's so true. It's like you think, oh wow, like I have this great patio. Yeah, if you want to wash it every single day.
I was out there every day mopping.
Yes. Layers. It's gross.
I would be like vacuuming outside and like mopping it like every day. I swear to you.
It's a grind and a hustle out there. That's for sure. And so so I definitely can relate to coming back home to the East Coast and feeling like, what the hell do I do now?
So I was like, I was younger and I was dating somebody and it didn't work out. So I came back and I was like kind of starting from ground up. Like I had nothing. I spent all my money moving out there, chasing the love of my life that I thought at the time. And, it didn't work out. And I came back and I had to start somewhere and I was super down about myself. And I was like, you know what? What best to do is like do something for yourself to make you feel pretty. Because I just didn't feel the best ever. So I went and got a spray tan.
When all else fails.
When all else fails,
if my life is falling apart at the
get a spray tan.
A tan makes it all better.
It's just the topping to your outfit. Just you wake up, really you feel like you just came back from vacation. It just...
Yeah, I feel 5 pounds skinnier, everything.
Yep, your makeup goes on great. Your hair looks good. It ties everything together. So you know what? That was my first step. I went and got a spray tan.
Fair.
After being depressed for months, I was like, you know what? Time to get my stuff, like my act together.
Yeah.
Go get a spray tan. I went to my lady that I had been going for years and I hadn't seen her a couple months, obviously, because I was in LA. And she has just seen me since I was younger. She's like my mentor. She's literally, what became my mentor. She gave me a spray tan and she's like, I'm telling her all about what's going on in my life and I just don't know what to do. And she was just like, Dana, I have seen you and your highs, your lows. She's like, you know what? I'm going to teach you how to do spray tans. Just don't take my clients. And I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, yep, I'm going to make you my prodigy. Like, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know.
Wow.
Yeah. She's like my angel. I love her so much. Shout out Michelle.
Yeah, everyone needs one of those. Michelle.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Jeez.
She's just awesome. She owns Radiant Glow in Rhode Island. Go check her out if you're in Rhode Island or in the area. She's awesome.
How kind are you?
Yeah, she's awesome. She literally was my saving. She pretty much started me where I am today.
Wow.
So.
Okay, so you owe it all to her.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So this was not something you had ever done. You were just a spray tan consumer.
Yeah, love them. I would get them every week, literally. I loved them.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you know what? I'm going to teach you. So I went there. I took a class with her. She is amazing. She taught me everything she knows.
Wow.
And still to this day, I can still text her and be like, hey, I need help with this. And she will give me my best solution. She is my mentor. Anytime I'm like flustered, I can text her and she totally like eases my anxieties about anything. It's
That's
awesome.
so important to have.
Yeah.
That one
you don't
person.
realize it.
Yeah.
Good support system is everything. You don't need a ton of money. You don't need like any like material thing. If you have a good support system, like you genuinely can like go somewhere with it.
Wow.
All that other stuff will come later.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, she taught me. I started off in this like little room in a family friend owned salon. Just doing a couple.
Yeah.
Picked a couple girls that I used to work in the club with. I was like, hey, I'll give you a free spray tan if you just promote me. Picked like 2 or 3 of them. And in like 3 months, I had like over 100 clients.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow. Word of mouth goes so far these days.
Yeah.
So far.
I had a lot of clients in like 3 months. I was
Holy crap.
going. I was cranking. It was
and
great.
like, I mean, for you, especially like spray tans, it's like every person's a walking advertisement.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
my name goes on their skin when they walk out my door.
Yeah.
So like when they're walking around, like my name's on their skin, it has to look good. Because if somebody says, when somebody gets a spray tan and they look at your hands and you're like, what happened?
Do I ever?
What happened?
Yeah.
Like, what did you like stain your hands with? So that's my like
biggest fear. And you will not let happen.
I will not let happen. If you can wear open-toed shoes and your hands out, you have a good spray tan.
Absolutely. Okay. So things started growing.
Yeah.
You started escalating from there.
Yep.
All these girls are coming to you.
Yep. And then I was like, all my friends I started working in Boston are in Boston and they were coming to Rhode Island. So I was like,
wow,
I need to like make the move. I got to make the move.
Yeah.
So I opened a salon all the way in Saugus, Massachusetts, from Rhode Island. Because I thought I was getting back with my ex. Duh. Like,
I mean, the things we do for these men.
Yeah.
God damn it.
God. Just a typical 20-year-old move. And I was like...
Well, if he's from Saugus, that was your first mistake.
Well, no, he wasn't. He was just near the area, thank God. So I... went there and I found a salon. They were super nice. I had like a little room all the way in their basement, like down the hall. I had no foot traffic. I worked really hard to keep it. It was great. I was getting clients. I was in Rhode Island and Saugus. So I was driving like 2 hours in traffic just to get to my appointments, whether it be 1 for that day or like 3 for that day.
Wow. So you might be driving 2 hours for like a 15-minute, 20-minute thing and then that's it.
It's dedication to have a business.
Wow.
I wanted it. I wanted to make it.
Like behind the scenes thing that I don't think people understand. I think a lot of people from the outside looking in are like, oh, wow, you just snap your fingers and it all comes to you one day. Or like, oh, how great. She can just come to and from the office whenever she wants. Like she makes her own schedule. Everything gets so glamorized. You know what I mean? But like, no, what they're not really understanding is like you probably lost money that day from the gas that you...
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
You didn't make anything off of that one person.
Absolutely. I waste so much money in gas. There was a lot of drives of silence on the way home to keep my sanity. Like I wouldn't even play music at that point. I was just so stressed out. I would just sit there and drive and just look straight and just get home.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what?
You're like muscle memory. You're like, how did I even get here?
Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't even realize like the drive because I was just so focused.
But then to your point, and like we were talking about earlier, is that even though maybe, that 1 20-minute appointment that was really 4 hours of your time didn't make you a profit, but she goes home, she talks about how amazing she feels. She goes on the girls' trip with her friends that weekend. They all say she looks fantastic.
And they come to me
And then they come to you. So you're getting that, it's the, you're losing out on some time, but you're also getting that free advertising.
Absolutely.
You know?
Time is money, but honestly, a lot of people say like spend to make, you got to spend money to make money. And you know what? My time is money. So I had to spend my time to make the money and make the investment to have a good clientele.
Yeah. And you know what? People like want to invest in someone who invests in themselves. And that's clearly what you were doing, you know?
And I don't think a lot of people realize that. I never really like told people that because honestly, like I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, I can't believe I'm only driving like 2 hours for like one appointment. What am I doing?
Isn't that crazy how
questioning
we
all my life.
the narrative when it comes to things like for ourselves? Like how we can be our own worst critics. And it's like, oh, I shouldn't tell anybody this. Is they're going to think I'm crazy? Or are they going to think I don't have enough clientele or that that I'm not worth coming to because this is what I'm doing. But really, like, from my point of view, I'm like, damn, that's a hard worker. That's the person I want to support. Like, I want to, if I'm going to give my money to anyone, I'm going to give it to her.
Thanks.
You know?
I mean, I worked really hard. Then COVID hit. And I mean, it was just tough.
Yeah.
Nobody was going out. Nobody was going on vacation. I was pretty much renting a room to hold my stuff.
Yeah.
Then it was like, you can't go into a salon, you know, they shut down that stuff. And it was really hard, and especially, you know, small businesses, just a lot of them didn't survive that. And it stinks. And I'm grateful that I made it out alive, but in a different way, I guess. It kind of like all blessing in disguise.
Well, it's like, it stinks because unfortunately I feel like if, you know, things are tight with maybe work, if people got laid off or, you know, just things are so crazy because of COVID, like that, the beauty tends to be the first to go because to your point, like, well, I'm not going away. So what do I need this for? But at the same time, those are the little things that just make us feel good in those moments too.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure as much as people probably still wanted to come, you don't have maybe all the means to be able to.
Exactly.
So either way, no matter how you dice it, it just wasn't sustainable at that point in time.
It just wasn't. Yeah. So, I mean, the salon owner, she was very, very nice. You know, she cut my rent in half. She was like, you know, I'm still trying to hold open the doors for us too. You know, they're a small business also, which I'm super grateful for. So she cut my rent in half for the room, which wasn't much, but you know, everything counts.
Yeah.
And then come like October, November-ish, I was like, I can't have this room anymore. It's not doing what I wanted it to do. Even though people were still kind of like getting out there, it just, the traffic wasn't there in the salon. It wasn't my like demographic that I was really going for. They were super nice and I was really, really grateful for it, but it was really hard. You know, that was like my first like on my own spot. Nobody, you know, so I closed it. And at that time, thankfully, I met my boyfriend now.
The new one. The good one. The one that we're keeping.
Oh, for sure. He's amazing. He was like, you know what, Dana, just close down for now. We'll figure something out. We'll move you out. We'll put your stuff in storage. You know, an opportunity will arrive soon. Just wait.
And what was that time period like for you emotionally?
Oh, I crushed. Crushed. You know, like I worked so hard, so much time, so much effort to having this place. And then it was like, I had to close. And I was like, am I ever going to be able to do this again? Am I ever going to have the chance to, you know, pursue it again? Is my life going to go a different way? Is this the reason why it's closing? I had so many questions.
Right.
Just, I'm sure like everybody else, you know, at that time, nobody really knew what was next.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Super scary.
And as difficult as a decision, I'm sure that it was, I feel like you have to think at like long term. You have to think end game in those situations. And it's like, as much as it might stink to have to close or might be again like embarrassing or
super
heartbreaking, whatever it may be, like what are you going to do? Run yourself into the ground? Or are you going to like take a pause, take a step back and figure out how am I going to build back up before it's kind of like too far gone.
Exactly. I wasn't going to start from zero again. That's for sure. Been there, done that, not doing that again. I was not allowing myself that. So that was just like a choice on my own end. Like, okay, listen, like I got to close this. I'll do what my boyfriend says now, put everything in storage and we'll see what happens in the next couple months. So, came around to like December and I look on Instagram and I have like 6 DMs from my friends, and it was someone that shared a story to me, the same story, and it was like, hey, should we carry spray tans in the salon? And you know, like it was just like a question. It was like a poll on a really, really trendy salon in Watertown. And like 6 of my friends sent me that story and was like, Dana, you need to reach out to her right now.
Oh my gosh.
This is like the place for you. Reach out to her. So at the time I was like, I don't even know. Like I know about this line. I've definitely seen it. I was like, oh my God, like I can't believe this might be it. So I reached out. We had a meeting. I ended up meeting Olivia, who owns Behind the Hair in Watertown. Fellow girl boss. Like she is amazing.
I have a couple of girlfriends who go see her.
She is just awesome. What she does. Total queen.
Yeah.
Unreal. And we had a meeting and we just clicked right away. And so I did a pop-up like for Valentine's Day.
Cool.
A year ago. And it went really well. I brought in like a couple of my clients. I was just like, hey, I'm here.
That's such a good idea.
Yep. Just a trial.
Yeah.
Just a pop-up. The room wasn't even ready. It was like half like decorated, half not. It was just kind of not being used.
Okay.
And she was like, can you just like set up here? And I was like, yeah, popped up a tent and like figured it out.
Good for you.
Yeah. And then it went really well. And then I was just like, hey, so this room, like, are you renting it?
Yeah.
And at the time, someone else was like kind of like teetering whether to rent it or not. So she was like, let me get back to you. So like about like a week. And I was like, so like, can I get in there? Me again. Like, I really like your salon. You're really cool. I want to be your friend, kind of thing.
You got to stay on it. You know?
Absolutely. And she was like, no, definitely. I want you here. And I was like, really?
Oh, wow.
Really? I was like, me? Really? Okay. All right. Awesome.
And how funny, because you're probably like, I don't even know if this is going to go anywhere, but I guess I'll just follow up anyway. And then she has such a strong reaction.
Yeah.
Such a good feeling.
Such a great feeling. I was like, oh my goodness. And honestly, I have to tell you, I did start my business a couple years ago, but I feel like last year is when I really started my business.
It was like the rebirth, the renaissance, and it's really when everything
kind of came together.
Yeah.
Like they just working with the group alone in that salon, like the girls that work in that salon, Olivia and her team, they are the most supportive group for my business and for anyone that works there. They're very supportive. So not only,
the support system.
The support system, it comes back around to the support system. And I went in there and, you know, going into a salon with like 10 to 15 girls is like
Scary.
like it's not the like most comfortable situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of nervous. You don't know how they're going to be.
The original like story that your friends had sent you, was her whole like concept to have someone like you come in, or was she like originally thinking like, okay, should we sell like bottles of like at home like
I think she wanted like a spray. She wanted to have spray tans there.
Okay.
I think she was just trying to like maybe somebody asked her and she was like, maybe a good idea. I don't think she realized that somebody would like actually come in and do them.
Yeah.
We didn't really get into that part.
Because I was gonna say, I feel like you, like I could totally see how you could like come in, easily pitch yourself, and just like whatever idea she previously had, out the window. And it's just like, Dana's it. This is what I need to do now.
I honestly like hope that was the kind of the way. Honestly, that sounds great. But no, it kind of just fell into place. I don't really think she thought of anything of it. I think she just like kind of was like, hey, like, could this be a possible thing for the salon?
Wow. And so since then, that's where you've been. Yeah.
And honestly, so I've been there almost a year now, a year in February. I'd say like March. March will be my 1 year. March 1st.
It's like Valentine's Day was the pop-up.
Yeah. And I feel like I moved in like right on March 1st. So yeah, it's been a year and it's been like the craziest year ever for me. Cause like, I just feel like my business just exploded because I had that support system too. So like they were so awesome. Like when I walked in, they were like, we're going to send all our clients to you. And I was like, wow.
Well, because it's like you're not a competitor, right? It's only like a win-win, right?
Yeah.
Like they're doing another side of the beauty space.
Yes.
You're handling something completely different. But now you're getting a new place for all of your previous clients to come back to you.
Absolutely.
And as well, you're getting the traffic and you're getting additional, girls who maybe were in there for a haircut or a color, and then they see this and they're like, oh wow, I can do this too.
Yeah.
I can get this done as well.
Yeah. One-stop shop.
And so speaking of which, so then when did the other
kind of stuff like kind of
come into
around?
play?
So obviously the spray tans came and it was going so well. And I was like, you know what? Like, what else can I do? And it came swimwear first before the smile.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of, because I didn't really think of like kind of going a different route. Like the swimsuits were really, swimsuits were just kind of like, what can I put on retail that I can just like sell? Like it wasn't anything that I really thought about. Like it was kind of.
Interesting. Okay.
It was kind of just like, let me, I don't have any design background. I've never really wanted to design at the time. Didn't want to design anything. Like I just kind of wanted to sell my style.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Anytime I wore something, I would always get girls say, hey, where'd you get it? And I'm the type of person like, I got it here, here, and here. Like this, get my outfit, do your thing.
Yeah,
like,
here's the link.
Here's the links. So pretty much I just got some wholesale bathing suits. I got it from a distributor that would sell them really cheap. And they weren't my designs. I said it was curated. Like it was kind of like they were picked out for quality style. And, they're cheap enough where you can just buy them and get rid of them if you wanted to and get a new one. Cause like what's worse than getting a bathing suit and literally at the end of the season, you're just like, I'm so sick of this. I just want to get rid of it.
Oh, and especially if you take one picture in it.
Yeah,
forget it.
Exactly. Once you post the picture, it's just like, does it even exist anymore? Again. No. So, that was the whole like idea at first. And it was like, get these like cool, like cute, girly bathing suits that are cheap enough where you could just like throw them away and get new ones for next season.
Okay.
And it was just going to be like retail, just for people to be like, hey, I'm going on vacation tomorrow. Oh, you have this? Let me just take it with me.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. And then it was like, I put out my first collection that I curated and I was selling them for like $30, $40, just a bathing suit. Like you just come and grab one. And I had started with like 40 bathing suits. I just bought like 40 bathing suits. Okay. They were gone in 1 week. And I was like, looking at my boyfriend and he was looking at me and we're like, no, cut it out. Like this ain't going to be anything. Like cut it out. Did a whole nother drop and literally sold out of it. And we were just like, okay, wait a minute. Then it kind of like, we both sat back and was just like, this could be something.
Yeah, we're missing something here.
We're missing something. What is it? And it ended up being, so I had a great season with those bathing suits. And then once the season ended, I ended up like having like 5 to 10 left over. And like, that's a lot from what I started with.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm few to what I started with. Like, you know what I mean? I only had the 5 to 10 left. And I was like, I want my own designs. Like, I just want my own stuff. If it's gonna be me, it's gonna be me.
Again, like if just like their spray tan is your name. Like, if people say, where'd you get that? Like, and they're gonna, refer back to you.
Yeah.
How much of a better sell, or like how much cooler would it be if it's something not that you just curated, but that you designed?
That I designed. So I finally like figured it out. It took me a lot of time to do the research. And let me tell you, it just felt like I was back at square one of driving to Saugus with the amount of time that I put into research, to the point where I wasn't sleeping at night. I'm like literally laying in bed so invested in this idea that I was like, who are going to make them? And where am I going to get the fabric? And when am I going to do this? And what am I going to do that? And I did so much research. And I was like, you know what? This will all come together one day. Just keep researching and it will all click.
When you're researching though, where do you like...
even start? I don't even know. I am still trying to figure it out. Honestly, I don't even know how it all came together.
The biggest thing is like, obviously we're all going to go to Google, right? Like we're all going to go in and just like start searching random things. But like the biggest, I think, holdup is, okay, well, what if this is credible?
Yeah.
Like what do I trust? Yep. What can I believe? How do I know that this is really what I should be doing?
Yep.
Is there a hidden like agenda for whatever website
Which I feel like it's a legitimate like secret to find anything when it comes really down to making clothing or anything. It's like a secret. Nobody gives up their how to put it,
they're like tricks of the trade.
Yeah, like how they got where they got. So finding those bathing suits and anything that happened in LA kind of came back full circle for me. I learned so much and it kind of just little pieces clicked together to make the puzzle whole.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I feel like it's like sometimes not necessarily saying that this is exactly what you went through, but I feel like in my experience when I was in LA, like you hit rock bottom and then there's only one way to go from there, which is up.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's when push comes to shove, those are the moments where you realize like you just have to figure it out. You have no other option and you become resourceful and you learn how to do things and you just pave your own way if you need be.
Pretty much. Like I sat back and watched a lot of things while I was there. I didn't personally do a lot. So I was just like,
What were you doing out in LA?
Like nothing. Being home in an apartment, so bored, didn't know what to do. It was like an awful experience. But I was like helping my ex-boyfriend like kind of grow his way and what he used to do. So at the time he was kind of starting a clothing line and
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so like I kind of just like picked up tips
so
from
he was
that.
Good for something.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of like say that,
Yeah.
Good for him doing whatever he does.
Credit where credit is due.
Yeah, that's me for sure. Give credit where credit is due. But, all those little things that like I had experienced, like going to Fashion District and, going to these places in LA to pick up like resale stuff. Like I started to like come around and I was like, okay, like I can do this. Like this all kind of like clicks together to make the puzzle. And then I had like friends that have worked with people overseas. So I just used my resources. I like every little thing that somebody would give me, any hint of advice that they would give me, I wrote it down. And I would study it and I would Google it and I would be like, okay, so that piece, how does it fit?
Right.
And it just made the whole circle for me.
Because it may not mean something to you right then and there, but again, when you're putting that puzzle together, it fills that little piece.
Exactly.
Like you're
Absorb
about.
everything around you. Use your resources. If you're going to start something, you know, anything anybody ever says, it might sound crazy, but it might come back to you later and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is where it fits. This is why somebody said this to me.
Right. It all makes sense.
Yeah, it all makes sense. And that kind of is how it happened.
You have to also, I feel like, just put the pride aside and like ask questions. And like when it comes to tapping into those resources, like some people may be receptive and some people may not be.
Exactly.
But what do you have to lose?
Exactly. At that point, it was like
you
anything.
gotta ask the questions. You've got to, if they're going to let you pick their brain at all, take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it. Take advantage of like, you know, like I learned some stuff like even, you know, I work at the club. I work at night still. I can't give it up. I love it. Bottle service at the Grand. Right? You know, it's fun. It's great money. Great to invest into my company, you know, like when I'm starting. So yeah, I would just listen to like what other people were doing. And a lot of times like when you overhear things, it starts to be like, oh, maybe I'll use that someday. Maybe that hint of information will come around for me someday.
Yeah. And the more of that information that you start collecting, the more it starts like making sense too. Yeah. Because it may mean nothing to you at first. Yes. But once you're like halfway through the process or in the middle of the process, then you realize, oh, that was important because of this.
Yes. And it could be down to, you know, business. Yeah. Selling point, what people like. What they're looking for, how they research this. And it could be completely irrelevant to what you're trying to do, but it actually helps at the end of the day. Yeah. So yeah, the bathing suits came around and I ended up designing a couple of them and I'm super excited. This launch this year is all my designs.
Wow. Yeah. And wait, so everything is in the store or is it?
So it's going to be online also. Okay. Website isn't up yet, but it will be gloadallswim.com. Okay. You can always check out through Instagram. So Gload All Swim at Gload All Swim on Instagram. You'll be able to, it'll have a direct link.
Okay. Perfect.
You can probably buy right off of Instagram also. So I'm going to link that in.
Nice.
Or you can just come see me at the studio and see them in person.
Absolutely.
So yeah, starting off small and see where it takes me. I'm not going to overexert myself with it. I'm just going to roll with the punches like I did before.
And I think like it's important too. It's like, you want it to still be enjoyable for you as well. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, start small, make sure you really like it, like iron out the kinks, and then it can grow, and then it doesn't have to be something that's like a burden. It's something that you enjoy, you know?
Same thing with House of GlowDolls. Like it kind of just rolled with the punches.
Yeah.
Had to close, opened, success.
I know. You had quite the story. It's been a journey for you. It has
definitely been.
And then I imagine the teeth whitening sort of, like you said, it was looking at the pictures, they're smiling, you want the full package. Yeah. But like same idea, just like how else can I expand this? How can I grow this?
Exactly.
And I think that is so important because it's showing your, you know, chops as a business professional, but also like listening to your target audience and like what are the things that they want, what are the things they need, what things are important to them, and how can I get myself into the mix of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, my whole like tagline to that, like when my caption to my picture when I put Gload All Smile up, it was like, I'm the last person to go to bed at night, but I'm the first one to get up in the morning. So I love that. Yeah, I put the hard work in and it'll all come full circle. There's no timeline. I'm still trying to figure it out. Right. Like, I just want to make sure that like people that are trying to start something, like go for it. Don't give up. Because honestly, my business didn't start until 3 years in. Although I had like a little business, it was going, honestly, I had a conversation with my mentor, Michelle, not too long ago, super anxiety filled because I was like, you know, I'm expanding. I got this launch coming. I'm getting a bigger room. Like, do I have someone come work for me? Like, what's my next step? And she kind of was like, Dana, let's just like be honest right now. She's like, you started off and it was great. She's like, and all businesses go highs and lows in the first year or so. She's like, but honestly, can you agree with me when I say like, your business didn't really start until like a year ago when you went to Behind the Hair in Watertown and started with Olivia and her team. Did it really take off? Like, was that's your make or break point? That was like your point where it just soared. She's like, everything else was just the hard work and the knit and grit to get there.
Right.
And that's like the trials and tribulations to owning a business.
Yeah.
And they still go on, but that was like my 1 year of full success, I could say.
Yeah. And I feel like
so
it is also too, like, it shows a lot about how passionate somebody is with what they're doing to begin with, because it's not for the weak. Like, this is like starting a business is not for someone, for just anyone, you know, like, and I think it's because you really believed in what it was you were doing, what it is that you're offering, which is why you were able to stick through it, because it's not just like trajectory upwards. It's going to be ups and downs, and you're going to have to like work through that. But like, it all sort of is meant to be. It all will, like, come
full
out
circle.
in the wash.
Yeah.
And it's gonna work itself out. But
Absolutely.
you have to have the passion and B, the hard work.
Yep. Dedication and self-discipline for sure.
Yeah.
Get up and go to work and put your passion like to work. Like literally, like if you don't have clients that day, what can you do to get those clients? Like that day should be all day of marketing for yourself. Because when you first start off, you know, it takes money, and like a lot of people don't have the means to spend when you start a business. I didn't. I had to borrow money from my mom when I first started. Paid her back in 3 months because I worked my butt off.
Go, girl.
But, you know, I was very like, you know, I came back from nothing. Like I came from LA with nothing, and I had to start somewhere. So I learned the marketing for myself. I learned how to use Instagram as a great platform to start a business. I started, you know, working at the club again. I was like, let me go work at the club and be around beautiful women. So I could just be like, hey, you like to take care of yourself. Come see me.
I mean, hello, that's like a win-win. You're getting to meet and network and socialize, but also you're making that extra change to support yourself and sustain what you have going on until it really takes off.
Absolutely.
Okay, I love all of this. I want to switch gears a little bit and dive into some questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pertaining more to like the services themselves. Okay. Because I feel like there's some juicy questions like that girls always want to know when it comes to these sort of things.
Yeah.
So I feel like the biggest question tends to be, when is the right time to get a spray tan? Like, if I am going on a vacation and I'm trying to time my spray tan perfectly, is it like 1 or 2 days before, the morning of, the night before? Like, no one really knows, right? I feel like we hear so many different things, because if it's too much, am I going to regret it? What do you recommend?
So my philosophy to anything, whether it being a vacation or a wedding for brides, because I do a lot of brides. Do 1 to 2 days before. This way, you know, A, you'll know what color you'll be the next day.
Yes.
B, you might need to shower again, and that one shower will make a difference. You know, it starts to gradually fade, lasts about 7 to 10 days.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say like 1 to 2 days before your event or vacation.
Okay.
That gives you enough time to, 1, develop, 2, take that first shower, and if you need to take that shower again, or you just like you know, skip the day and shower on the event.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Okay. And like all of the little things, like when to shave, when to do my nails, like what do you suggest for those sort of stuff?
So I always suggest shaving, waxing, any type of like hair removal be 24 hours in advance.
Okay.
This just allows your pores to close so that the bronzer in the spray tan doesn't go
burn?
into well, it wouldn't burn, but it would definitely make like a darker, like the dark dots.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like you don't want to clog your pores with the spray tan.
Okay, fair.
So 24 hours in advance for shaving. I even say like shower the night before so that your pores like have enough time to
because like the steam in the shower is still going to open them up too.
Yeah. So dry before you come. No lotion, deodorant. If you wear deodorant to your appointment, your armpits are going to turn green. That's the one thing I have to tell all my clients.
So you would rather her come full BO?
Yes. I don't even care. That doesn't even bother me. I mean, I spray naked people for a living. That's the least of my like things, you know?
That's so true. Okay, so that's interesting. So deodorant will make it turn green.
Yeah, it's not
and like moisturize or not moisturize?
No moisturizer for me specifically.
Okay.
Because I like that the solution soaks into your skin.
Okay.
It is a very moisturizing solution.
Okay.
Quick drying, but if you put the lotion on, sometimes it creates a barrier and it doesn't give you the true color.
Okay. But like winter, we're like ashy, we have dry skin. Like, is it going to make it uneven at all?
Oh, no.
Okay.
If you come in, if you have like this is like severe cases, if you have like psoriasis or anything like that, or eczema, then I'll put a little bit of like barrier on it. But other than that, nope, nothing. Once I spray you, you'll feel better. Okay. And then it will be only a couple hours and you can shower and put lotion on. So
okay, great. Yeah. How many hours?
So we do a rapid or an original. So the rapid would be about 4 hours being minimum, 6 hours being max. Okay. Water rinse.
And it starts to develop like over those hours. Yeah. So you can kind of see like, how am I?
Yep. How you're going to be. So 4 hours minimum for a rapid. 6 hours if you want to be like super dark, because I get a lot of girls that like, want to be really dark.
Yeah.
And then we do like an original, which is like an 8 to 10 hour. You can just do it in the morning and literally shower at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that it can be a little bit of a scary thing for girls, like going in to get a spray tan. I think of 7th grade, like before the dance, I come out looking like a pumpkin. Yeah. Like I think that a lot of girls are nervous that they're going to look orange.
Yeah.
What is different about your custom solutions or your product specifically that can kind of like ease their minds when it comes to getting a spray tan from you?
Great. So that's actually a really good question. And a lot of people don't realize. So spray tan industry has definitely developed over the years. It's evolved. So we don't necessarily worry about orange nightmares anymore. I actually have a new service called the Prom Girl, and it's for like girls that are coming in from high school. It's an exclusive discount for the girls in high school. So when they come, they don't have to look back in their yearbook and be the orange girl. Like, don't have an orange nightmare.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah. So kind of like dead that whole stigma.
Yeah,
like, right away.
Smart and such a cute idea.
Yeah, because I have a lot of young girls that come into the salon because it's trendy, and every girl like goes in there and is like, oh my God, this is great. So I just wanted to like give a service to them too. So yeah, when you come in, we do a full consultation, and I will be able to see your skin. Usually I look the inner arm. You'll see your veins, and it'll be, you either have blue, green, or purple veins. And I try to offset that. So let me see your veins. I'll tell you what kind of solution. So you have about like blue to purple veins. So I would do like a green base on you.
Okay.
And that's going to counteract. It's like the color chart. It's going to counteract.
Oh, yes.
So you're not going to have, like, if I was to put a violet on you, you're going to turn red. You don't want that.
No, thank you.
No. So
we're going to look like I have a sunburn. Not
exactly. Like a suntan. Yeah, not a suntan. You're going to have like a sunburn. And then, honestly, orange only comes from overdeveloping. So if you know, I can only tell you what to do, but you have to do the work on your own too.
Right,
and know that you need to rinse or shower at the appropriate time.
Okay.
You know,
That's smart.
Yeah, I send a text sometimes to some clients if I think they're going to like kind of go over the time.
You know
like,
which ones you need to worry about.
Hey, just making sure you showered. Like,
the secret's out. If she texts you, she was worried about you. Okay?
Yeah, I was a little worried when you said that you're going to keep it on all day, and I won't let you do. Because again, you know, walking billboard, say they did keep it on for like a day and a half and they turn orange, and then they're like, hey, where'd you get your spray tan? And they say, House of GlowDolls. Yeah. That wasn't my doing.
Right. Or like they're upset with you. Yeah. Like maybe not even other people asking, but like they're upset, and it's like, well, I gave you explicit directions that you did not follow.
Yep. Right. On my Instagram, there is a highlight that says prep and post, and it will tell you everything you need to know about how to prep for your spray tan and how to post care. And that is like huge and key to a spray tan. If you want it to last 10 days, do it correctly.
Is there one like maybe favorite like tip for in terms of the like
keeping it
extension of the wear? Yeah.
Try not to like, I know we all love them, hot showers. Don't do it. It just exfoliating your skin. Like, try not to take those crazy hot showers. It's not good for your skin anyway, but just knowing that like you're going to a hot shower, know that if you're sitting in it for a really long time, your skin's going to start to exfoliate. It's natural. It happens.
So smart.
Yeah. So
I'm that person that literally sits in like a steaming hot shower for 40 minutes.
I love it.
Just letting the water fall on me.
Yeah. The hotter, I want the water to be as hot as where I came from. I want it to be as hot as possible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
okay, good to know. And then I've been hearing a lot about like body contouring with spray tans, people giving themselves abs, doing their cheeks. Like, is that really a thing? Does that actually work?
So a lot of spray tan artists do that. necessarily, if you ask me to do it, I'm able to do it. I'm not against it whatsoever. I just don't have a real service for it because I feel like it already gives you that contoured look.
Right.
I don't have to go in and darken a spot.
Right.
Nothing's worse than when you are not having abs and I'm painting abs on you. I don't, just let the tan do its work.
Yeah.
You're going to look good. You're going to feel thinner. You're going to feel good about yourself. As for your face, there is a couple tricks you can do with self-tanner. A lot of girls are doing it. I have done it before and I really like it. You just put some self-tanner that I actually sell in the salon on a kabuki brush, like one of those big fluffy brushes, and just hit your contour like you would if you were like your bronzer, like your regular bronzer. Do it with your self tanner and let it set. Wash your face, and it's like you have like
you just got that sun kiss.
Yeah, there's like that sun kiss, but you have like that contoured look that you're looking for. So don't hit your whole face. Just do in your your contour of your cheeks, like up above your like forehead over here, maybe a little on your nose if you contour your nose, right near your chin. And then wash your face, and it's just like you have like bronzer on forever.
Girl, sign me up.
I got you.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so I do want to switch gears too to a little bit of the other things. I know we've talked about the teeth whitening.
Yeah.
That to me, I'm like so cool, but also I'm like, is this something I should really go to my dentist for? Like, what are the risks involved? What does the maintenance look like?
Cool.
How long does it take? Give me the rundown.
Okay, so the teeth whitening, we started with we are still using the same product. So the product that I use is naturally derived. So it's like from natural products. It's not as harsh as the one that you would get at your dentist. So when you go to your dentist, like I'm sure that they've offered you like an $800 service from them, and it hurts. I'm going to tell you right now, it hurts. I have got it done, and it literally was sitting in the chair.
It hurt?
Yes, it was so sensitive. And I have this most sensitive teeth ever. So like even I like thinking of ice cream like makes me cringe a little. It just like bothers my teeth. So I found a product for the teeth whitening, and we pretty much just, you apply the gel to your teeth. We do all the precautions. We put some oil on your gums to protect them.
Nice.
And you go under an LED light. So what's great about my product is it's meant for people with sensitive teeth. So it's not as harsh as the dentist, but you're still getting the results that you want within 20 or 40 minutes. So I have 2 different sessions. If you've never whitened your teeth before and it's your first time with me, I always suggest do the 40 minutes because you're going to get the best results. The longer the better. 20 minutes if you already have a great base and you've used strips before, you've gotten them whitened before, and you need that touch up, come in for the 20 minutes. Now when you come in, you pretty much get like a pen. That's where the gel comes out of.
Okay.
And then you get like 2 to 3 touch ups out of that pen. So we do your initial session, and then I put your name on the pen and I file it away. Now, the company says to like send it away with your client, but my whole philosophy is I'm giving you that pen, that gel pen, and you're literally like tossing it in your car and you'll never find it again.
Yeah, exactly.
I want you to come get your touch-ups. You're paying for them, so I want you to come and get them. So you have 2 to 3 touch-ups out of that pen. We put it away in a filing cabinet. Every time you come in, it's 25 minutes.
That is $50 so much easier. What a relief.
And you're good. Yeah.
You don't have to like, oh, where did I leave that?
Yeah.
Yeah, where I just can't find it. Yeah.
Yep.
So much smarter.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. And then like how often do people normally go in for something like this?
So again, the company says that you can do it literally every week if you wanted to, or you can come in 6 to 12 months. My philosophy is it's a service, just like if girls are getting your lashes done or your nails done, you got to get a fill. It's like that. So you're not going to come back in 6 to 12 months and rebuild what we just tried to accomplish.
Yeah.
Come back in like a month and a half to 2 months and get that touch up. Get them every month if you wanted to, once a month. It's $50 for the touch up, 25 minutes. It's so quick, easy, no pain. Yeah. And you have white teeth. So
no brainer.
Yeah. Especially for my coffee drinkers.
Yeah, girl. Minimum 2 cups a day. Okay?
Oh my goodness. God bless. I'd be like this. I could never.
Okay, wait. So, and then tell me exactly what is the address of the salon in Watertown?
389 Watertown.
389 Main Street in Watertown.
Yeah.
If they're looking for you, if they're on your Instagram, everything is linked.
Oh yeah.
So it's houseofglowdolls.glossgenius.com. They can book directly from you.
Yep, that's my booking website. They can find
all the information. They get all the, like you said, the prep tips and the care tips on the website. And when exactly are you targeting to have the new swimwear line come out?
So they just got in my possession like last night.
Oh my God.
So excited. I've been waiting like 3 months for them. organized and put away, but we're trying to get those photo shoots in by the end of the month, maybe like the 1st of February. I'm trying to have them out by the end of February.
Okay, that's perfect. So then like March rolls around, spring's around the corner, get your bathing suits in quickly because summer will be here before you know it and the bathing suits are going to be gone.
Yes, and they're super cute, guys. Like they're so cute.
Yay.
You know, I'm starting off with 3 different colors, one style, and they can be changed into a bunch of different styles of tops, which I will have.
Like mix and match type of thing too.
Yep, you can mix and match, or you can just, you know, the top, you can tie them in different styles, like up to like 10 styles, and I'll have like all that stuff on the Instagram. I'll show you how to do it.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so to wrap this up, obviously you talked a lot about your story, sort of how things have come to be for you. A lot of great tidbits in there, but in terms of like one big major takeaway for the girls that are listening today and they're thinking about, God, you know, she's had ups and downs. She's had these highs and lows. She's had a lot of success. Sometimes where things are a little bit scary.
Yeah.
I'm gaining the confidence, but I'm still not sure. What is like the one thing you either want to make sure they remember and they keep top of mind, or what would be like your biggest piece of advice to them before they get started?
Be the last one to go to bed and the first one up.
Amen.
Yeah. I think that's like the best piece of advice. Work really hard and don't give up.
Yeah.
Even when the bad stuff comes, just know it comes full circle and everything happens for a reason.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, no, thanks for having me.
A positive person.
Thank you.
And you have clearly worked very hard for everything that you have, and you deserve it. And just know you'll have a customer with me.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm so grateful for you sharing your perspective on things, your journey, and just like being like really real and honest. And like you said, like it's not always as glamorous as everybody imagines, and I think that's what this show's all about, right? Is like it's not what you see on TV. It's not what you hear about. It's not the highlight reel. There's some stuff that's really shitty sometimes.
Yeah.
But like you got to work through it.
Yeah.
And
we're just trying to survive this crazy life of ours. We're just trying to get there, you know? And just another thing, if you guys end up coming in and booking a service with me, if you mention 30 Flirty Surviving, I'll give you guys 10% off.
That is so sweet. Thank you. Yeah. You guys better run, not walk. Run over there ASAP. That is so kind of you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.
Later.